Good morning, guys. Do you like where you're positioned today? Yes, I got a new mount thanks to, where was I at? Oh, I totally forgot. Big Lots, and you were $5. Anyway, yes, y'all are planted here. Anyway, today I wanted to talk about me being the oldest of six, I'm sorry. Being the oldest and really what it was like growing up out of a big family. Or in a big family. I personally loved it. I always had a playmate. Actually, I had multiple playmates through my whole childhood. So for me, it was never like, It was always a reward. It was always a treat. I remember when I was probably about 6 or 7, I was like, I just want one kid. I just want one kid. And when I think, like, when I look back, I think, oh, no. Then I went to this phase where I wanted, like, 2 kids. And I was like, 2 kids, a boy and a girl. And I was still really young when I would think like that because it didn't take me long. I was probably about 14 when I was like, no, I want a big family. I loved our closeness. I loved that we really teamed up and we were really supportive siblings, and I really, really enjoyed that. For us, it was so much more than just this is, we're just one of 6 kids. So for me, I truly enjoyed being out of a big family. When something would happen, you had, if one was getting picked on, you had multiple other siblings that would come to defend that one. When we saw somebody picking on somebody else, we did something about it. Like, we just didn't kind of let it go. It was like, no, you're not allowed to do that. Cut it out. And I really loved that support that we had. If there was something that needed to be said or unsaid, like, we were really there. If there was something going on that we felt like, our parents weren't telling us, most of the time us kids came together first and we were like, something's going on. What do you think it is? Or do you know anything? And it's really funny because out of 6 siblings, like, each of us would have a little piece of the information, and because with those little pieces, we were able to, like, put it together of what was going on. Sometimes we were wrong, but most of the time we were fairly right. But it was really cool. To me, it's really cool how you do work together as a team. And I love it because even though there are 13 years and 15 years between my youngest sister and brother, like, to me, that doesn't really matter. Like, I love them. I love spending time with them. And we connect in a different way. And so it's been a huge treat to be able to be with them and spend time with them. And it's so crazy to me, the 13-year span between Zoe and I, that we still are, like, when we get together, we are just dynamite together, and we are hilarious together. And, like, we can have totally different personalities, yet at the same time, we have really, really personalities that get along really, really well. So to me, it's awesome. Like, I love the fact how close we are, even though we don't live together. And so and even my little brother, like, he's really cool. He's so super smart and can pretty much tackle anything that he puts his mind to. I mean, he tackles everything. I can't think of something he hasn't been able to tackle. He may do it a little different than the rest of us. He may not follow the directions, but he gets it done. But that's what I just absolutely love about my siblings. Like, they rock. And for some people, it's like, oh, well, I didn't get to do sports, and I didn't get to do that, and I didn't. Okay, you know what? There were things that we missed out on that we didn't get to do. Like, honestly, us older four were not very athletic. When we were younger, like, us girls were in ballet, my brother was in karate, and then as we got older, we kind of phased out of that. But even with that said, like, I really don't feel like I missed out on a lot of stuff. Like, okay, yes, we may not have been able to go see a movie all the time, but that's okay, because, like, we would just straight buy the movie, so then you can see it as many times as you want. We may not have got to go out and go out to restaurants all the time, because there were so many of us and that bill would get really expensive really fast. But we did the best with what we had and we made it work. And looking back, like, I don't regret anything. I learned more about money. I learned more about status, I guess. Like, because I remember Tommy Hilfiger was really popular. And I was like, just because I don't have Tommy Hilfiger doesn't mean I'm cool. Well, my parents are not also in as much debt as your parents are in, so it's okay. Or whichever, like, I learned to shop at resale shops because I could get the same thing that everybody else had for, a lot less. And yes, it may not be the same, like, season, but it was still the same brand. And honestly, most kids couldn't tell you the different seasons. They just knew what it was. So there were a lot of things like that we did that, I don't have no regrets. I in fact loved it, and I feel like it taught me, like, it's okay, you can have the same thing, just go buy it at a resale shop, or you can have something that's, like, super cute and no one needs to know that you went to where you got it. Or sometimes, like, it's not nobody's brand, but I still love it. And some people are like, oh, that's so cute, where'd you get it? And I'm like, a resale shop. I was like, or a garage sale. Like, that's just how we are. We learn to shop sales and find good deals and find what we need. And I love it. Like, I wouldn't trade it for the world. It has been a wonderful treat. Like a huge blessing, I guess. Like, it just all around has been great. And before I did, for, like, when I was really, really young, I was like, I'm just gonna have one kid, I'm just gonna have two kids. But it didn't take long to realize, like, the blessing of being out of a big family. And I love it. And yes, there were things that I missed out, like, I didn't get to do. Okay, so I didn't get to do that. But there were so many things I did get to do, and there's so many things that my younger brother and sister get to do because they have older siblings, that it's like they get spoiled compared to us older ones. Like, they are spoiled rotten. But it's still a huge blessing, because we're not just getting spoiled, but we're also enjoying so much more than life could even express. And it's like, this is a true jewel, this is a true treat. And it's things like that I really feel have been the blessing. And yeah, they get to do so much because they have 4 older siblings who have jobs and homes and can take them to do stuff. So yeah, they get to go out to eat a lot more. They get to go to the movies a lot more. They get to go to different little vacation type things more, because they are the younger siblings, and because they're so much younger, they do get to do things that are just a blast. And I love getting to be that older sister that does those things with them and treats them and says, like, you are so much fun, I love you, come do this with me. So yeah, I mean, my parents do things with them, but they also have a million half siblings to do things with them too. So it's kind of awesome. I love it. And there's so many great memories I have, like, of my parents leaving and leaving us older ones and us just doing stuff with the kids. So it's been great. Anyway, that's story time for today. I will talk to you guys later. Bye.